Hello everyone, the 316 here with another Mcfarlane Toys DC Multiverse Collector's Edition review. Here I have Zatanna and Professor Pig. I got both of these for retail price $35-ish from Best Buy, and they shipped basically the same day. It took a while to get Zatanna, but Professor Pig was like the next day. Really glad to have both of these figures. I do have Cosmic Boy and Elongated Man. I pre-ordered them from Big Bad Toy Store. It says they'll be getting them soon, so I'll just do them in another video. No big deal. But all of those are part of the same wave, as well as I think Black Hawk, but I didn't get that one. Anyway, like I said, really glad to get both of these figures in here. Professor Pig I've been wanting for quite a while. They did kind of tease him, I guess, in that Page Punchers Robin figure where he had the mask, but there's the barcode if you're looking for Pig. There's the back art card, and then we got Zatanna here, and interestingly she actually comes with two cards because she comes with Detective Chimp there, so appreciate that. There's the art card, not art card, the barcode if you're looking for her, Zatanna, DC Classic, and her art card. But anyway, let's go ahead and get them both open. Alright, they're out of the package. Accessory time. So both of them, of course, come with a DC stand, the new logo, and it is in silver. Those go in the pile. They each come with a card, but surprisingly, like I said, Zatanna actually comes with two, one for her and one for Detective Chimp. I do appreciate giving cards for both figures rather than just the one, even if, you know, he's more of a display figure than a play figure. And then Professor Pig's card, and there's his. Looks pretty good. And then let's start with Pig's accessories because he comes with a ton. He has two trigger finger holding hands. And if he would actually stand up. Alright, there we go. He also comes with two fisted hands as well, and they are gloved, not just regular ass hands. Anyway, he comes with a drill, so he can, you know, work on his Dollatron. Oop, I just bent the drill bit. Oh well. He comes with a chef knife, butcher knife. I'll probably put him with this. He comes with some pliers, forceps. This, honestly, I got no clue what this does. I think it might be like a little, like, Dremel. And then he comes with a ball peen hammer. Or, wait, this ain't a ball peen hammer. There's no ball. Just a peen hammer, then? Anyway, good amount of accessories for Pig. Quite a lot, honestly. And then Zatanna here, she comes with four different hands. She comes with a right grasping hand, not trigger finger. She comes with a magic wand hand, which is not removable. The wand, that's stuck in the figure. And then she comes with two magic effect hands, which are very similar but not the same. There you go. Very similar, not the same. Nice to get them, at the very least. Kind of look like tongues. But I do like that there's stars on them. Like there's little tiny stars on each of them. I really like that. And then, if you don't count Detective Chimp as an accessory, her last one is her top hat, which she can wear. And it fits her just fine. No issues there. And it looks great on her. And then Detective Chimp, we can count him as an accessory, at least. I wouldn't count Detective Chimp as an accessory since it's technically a character. And he has some articulation. It's more of a posed figure, but he can do some things. But, I mean, since we're here, let's just start with Detective Chimp. He's in his green suit. The platinum is a yellow suit, and hers is a blue suit in the platinum. But, you know, it's nice to get Detective Chimp. I know that a lot of people were wanting this. Originally, when they showed off Zatanna, it was an Elite Edition figure for like $60. And it came with Detective Chimp, and that was about it. But thankfully, they're like, alright, we'll just put it in the collector's line, $35. And I'm just glad she wasn't too hard to get. Anyway, he's got very little articulation. And the hand kind of gets in the way of the swivel here, so just be warned there. And then, take a look at that head sculpt. That's a nice looking head sculpt. I wouldn't say he's angry, but he's like inquisitive. That's how I would describe it. And he's got that like Sherlock style hat that I'm not a fan of. And then his head can spin 360, but because of the mold, it does get in the way. So I wouldn't recommend putting it past. Oh, so anyway, that's how the head sculpt works. It's just on like a very slightly ratcheted swivel. So it clicks on, it comes off easy. So if you want to have him look up a bit, you could just take the head off and then have him look up. Doesn't look too bad, but you know. So yeah, that's Detective Chimp. Painted well too. There's a good amount of paint on here. It's painted well. No complaints here. And since we're on Zatanna's figure, we might as well take a good look at her. I want to start with this face sculpt here, because this is a really great face sculpt. I think they did a great job on it. It's just the slight smirk, the way the hair goes down the face, it just looks great. I think they did a fantastic job. One thing, when I was opening this figure though, yeah, her hair just comes off. No reason given. It just comes off. I don't know if they forgot to glue it at the factory or not, but yeah, her whole hair just comes off her face, but it goes right back on, so it's not too big a deal. But if anything, that actually makes it easier to articulate the head sculpt. So with the hair on, you don't really get much tilt. Downward, not really much either. Same thing with up. But because the hair comes off, you can take that and then put the hair on. It looks a little weird, but it gets the job done. And then, you know, similar thing, if you want to tilt the head, you can. And then just put the hair on slightly. Again, looks a bit weird, but it's doable. But this figure, I believe, reuses the Raven figure from the Titans wave. Mostly just because there's the line going all the way down the legs here on the side, as well as the arm mold definitely not being the Catwoman one. It's definitely not Catwoman. I will say though, the fishnet print looks pretty good. They started the print, or ended it rather, in their thigh, but on this one it's a bit closer to the center thigh, and it is a bit noticeable. I'm okay with it being a little bit messy. You know, fishnet like this, it can break easy, so I don't think it looks all that bad. You know, maybe she's just done a lot of magic shows, or she's out in the field at the rest of the Justice League Dark, you know, and, you know, it gets snipped or cut or whatever. But yeah, they did a good job with Zatanna here. I'm glad that they didn't reuse the Catwoman body or the Power Girl's Wonder Woman body. That would have been bad. Just imagine a Zatanna that's, you know, taller than Professor Pig. That'd just be wacky. But Zatanna looks good here. Not going to go too much into the articulations besides this midsection piece, just because, you know, it is a rubber piece on top of a hard plastic piece. But she's got great side to side. Actually, let's drop this a little bit. And then forward without the hips crunching. Not much backward. She's got plenty of backward, but it looks weird because this sticks out a bit and her hair starts to pop off. And then that swivel is just fine. No issues with the swivel. Although it does appear to be at a little bit of an angle. It's kind of like angled this way instead of angled this way. But yeah, Zatanna looks good here. Articulation's not too bad. I like that her hair can come off, but I don't think that was intentional. I haven't looked at anyone else's reviews to see. You know what, let's stick the hat on her just so her hair doesn't come off as easy. Should lock everything together. There we go. And then Professor Pig. I really wanted a Professor Pig figure in this line, and they delivered with this one. I think they did a great job with it. It's mostly reuse, arms and legs at least, of, I believe, Penguin. Although I think the arms may be new. They may be reused. What definitely is new is his waistcloth piece here, which, if you somehow untie this, is probably removable. But you can kind of see it's cinched around his waist there where his pants are. Speaking of which, I think, yeah, the legs here are complete reuse, as far as I'm aware, of the Batman Penguin figure. You know, Canavero the Penguin, Victor. Anyway. So the legs are definitely reused. Same thing with the feet. The feet are definitely reused. And I do have some issues standing the figure just because of the legs, but because of his heft, his weight, it gets a little easier to stand him up. But as you can see, I'm having trouble. They actually added buttons to the top of his waistcloth here. That's a really nice detail. And it's like proper plastic too. It's not fabric. And I'd show you the front of this torso, but I'm having a tough time. There you go. You can see what the torso looks like there. Pretty good. And then the head sculpt here. I will say, I do wish they added some eyes to the pig mask, because it's just white. I don't think the platinum adds the eyes either. The platinum is basically just an all-white figure with some blood stains. But you can see he's got his eyes in there. I wish they did that with this particular figure. And, you know, he has a good size to him. Proportionally, I think he looks pretty good. But articulation-wise, we can get into that. They do have his hair in the back there. I do like that. So, side to side, on the head, not too bad. He can look up a little bit. He can look down as well. Of course, you got the 360. No issues there. Arms lock. Well, that scared the heck out of me. His rotator cuff piece just flew off. Yeah, nothing broke. It's just, man, that was not supposed to happen. let me get that back in if I can. That does not want to go in. That really doesn't want to go in. Huh. Yeah, so, okay, I got it in, but I'm just making sure it doesn't pop out like it did again. Alright, so, that's definitely not supposed to happen with that, so just be warned that if you rotate that a certain way, it might just pop right off. And he's got a single jointed swivel elbow, fine with that. Of course, you got the wrist. And then the upper torso can rotate. The fabric doesn't get in the way too much. And then the lower torso can also rotate, which I would rotate it at the lower torso if you needed that. And then leg-wise, perfect splits. Surprisingly, he's got perfect splits. You can see just how big these legs are. These things are giant. And then he does have the single hinge swivel legs. And then he's got his feet articulation, which, because of the way it's molded, you really only get that and a little bit of pivot. So articulation's okay for this figure. And again, if I could get him to stand. Come on, Pig. Pig, stand. That's good. We'll give him some sunken shoulders. But what I wanted to show off was him with his accessories. Because since he has two holding hands... Oh, I just realized my phone is tilted. Good enough. Trying to get his drill in his one hand. Although I will say I wish he came with a chainsaw that's on his art card. And then what other accessory? Let's get that chef knife. When I think of him, I think of the chef knife. Butcher knife. Alright, and there he is with at least two of his accessories. I do kind of wish he came with like an extra thing so that you could put his other accessories on him. I might end up doing that. Just like a little piece of fabric to hold everything. But it's my favorite part of the review. Size comparison time. So Detective Chimp stands at just over 4 inches tall. Zatanna at the top of her hat is 7 1/4. At the top of her head, she's closer to 6 3/4. And then Pig here at the top of his ears is about 7 1/4 inches tall. Alright, here's Zatanna at the top here with the rest of my Justice League members. She's shorter than everybody, which good, she should be. She's almost the same height as Flash. Flash is just a bit taller. But she looks good with all of them. I would show you what she looks like with the rest of my Justice League Dark, but, well, other than Detective Chimp and Dr. Fate, that's basically all I got of Justice League Dark. So, moving on, down here with my Batman villains, there's Professor Pig. And again, he looks great with the rest of them. The pink really stands out, as well as that more pale green color. And then I didn't have any room for Detective Chimp, so he's here next to Robot number 4 in the movie Superman cast. But hope you guys enjoyed this review. Don't forget to leave a like in this video, subscribe, hit the bell. It all helps out the channel. And as always, peace.